today I'm talking about 3 more Judy Holliday films that are pretty good. And the names of those 3 movies are Phffft, The Bells Are Ringing, and The Solid Gold Cadillac. First up is Phffft. This is a 1954 film co-starring Jack Lemmon, and the basic premise is Judy and Jack had been a happily married couple, but are officially divorced, and they couldn't be happier. They try out new love interests, but they keep just running into each other, and maybe there's still some sparks flying between them. This is a pretty fun movie. I enjoyed it a good solid amount. I, in particular, really love Jack and Judy's chemistry together. Like, I'm a big fan of Jack Lemmon, he's great. I'm a big fan of Judy Holliday, and they really do just like bounce off each other so well, compliment each other so well. It's a shame they only did 2 movies together, because like I think they could have been one of those iconic couples that have like a dozen movies together, and that would have been so fun. This is really the classic story of a couple who's breaking up but then realize actually maybe there is still something going on between them. But what this movie does such a great job of doing is showing that all of the things that they have problems with within the relationship are still true. We see all of the poking and prodding, all of the pitfalls of their relationship most of the way through the movie. It's definitely a constant. And then when they do show us like how they originally fell in love and like all the flirtation things, it feels very natural. One of my favorite scenes from the movie is this dance scene, because something that they had talked about when they were married was they wanted to get dance lessons, and it never happened. Now that they're single, they start to take dance lessons separately, and then one night they stumble across each other at a dance hall. They start dancing with their partners originally, but then the song switches to a faster paced one, and they just throw everything to the wind and they start dancing like crazy. There's so many things great about the scene, but I think my favorite part of it is that they're terrible. Like, they're not good dancers. Like, they're trying, like it's fun, but like it's clear that they needed the dancing lessons. But like they're just having this really beautiful moment together of just being these 2 awkward little weirdos dancing their hearts out. And it's like, yeah, that's a love story. That's how you show 2 people in love. It's just being little weirdos together. It's the best. Yeah, no, I don't really have any complaints about the film. It's just a really cute, beautiful little movie about 2 people who were once in love realizing that they're still in love. So yeah, no, you want a cute, fun, adorable little rom-com? Look no further. This film is a delight. And next up is Bells Are Ringing. This is a 1960 musical film, Judy Holliday's only full-color film where she's in the leading role, and it's also the first film to feature multicolored phones. Ooh. The basic premise is really silly and convoluted. Back in the day, before there were answering machines, there were answering services. And so Judy works for one, and she's really good at it. She's really talkative. She loves talking to people and connecting to people. Well, technically, it's a crime, though, for her to tell other clients what clients are up to, even though, like, it would be advantageous for them to connect. So there's this government agency that's investigating her company, but not because of that, but because they think that she's doing like some prostitution stuff or maybe drug deals. And then on top of that, the owner of the business gets enamored by this guy who wants to use this business as a front for his bookie organization. This co-stars Dean Martin, and I will say I've never been a big fan of Dean Martin. I've seen him in a number of things. He's kind of hit or miss for me, though I would say that this one is definitely more of a hit. He had just the right kind of charm to work, though Judy is clearly the standout of this. Like, every time she's on screen, it's such a delight. Her musical numbers are so much fun. I love the first one a lot. I mean, the whole beginning of the movie is really great. Like, her just bouncing around all of these phone calls and doing some silly voices is just so delightful and charming. I wish the whole film could have kind of captured that moment and expanded. It's a bit uneven at times, but when it hits really, really well. And it's usually because of Judy. Everything she does is so great. And like, the story has some dark elements to to it, but the film on the whole is so bright and colorful and fun. It really feels like classic 60s era musicals where, like, yes, there is a tinge of darkness, but like, it's so silly and goofy. It's fine. That's just there for some spice. And I will say that the end came together sort of how I was expecting it to, but it was really satisfying. So like, that really made me forgive any misgivings I had for the film. So like, it is definitely an uneven experience, but it does wrap up in a good, satisfying way. So would I recommend it? Yes. Maybe a hair cautiously, but like, if you want a good, fun, cute, ridiculous, absurd musical, there's definitely a lot worse ones out there. Just be prepared that it will kind of dip a little bit when Judy's not on screen, but the overall experience is definitely worth it. And lastly is The Solid Gold Cadillac. This is a 1956 film with an odd little premise. So essentially, Judy plays this stockholder of this company. She has like 10 shares or whatever. And she goes to a stockholders meeting and starts questioning some of the practices that they're doing, very rightfully calling out their unethical behavior. And then this leads to basically her versus the board of directors just going at each other for the whole runtime. And it's also a romance film. The romance, I'll start with that because like, there is good chemistry between the two love interests for sure. Like, they seem like the bestest of buds. That being said, there's a 12-year age gap between the two of them, but like, Judy forever looked young and her love interest looked so old. It really felt like grandpa trying to hit on college daughter's best friend. Like, yeah, the age difference was not as bad as it could be for Hollywood, but like, it looked worse than it was. So that definitely took me out of it. It was kind of hard to root for. And then like, the whole story is just so convoluted and ridiculous. And I'm not a fan of the title. I don't think it really fits with the themes or ideas of the film. I get it, but no. But I will say, Judy shines. Like, she is so delightful. She is so charming. When she smiles, she lights up the whole room. She is just so much fun to be around. I love it. And so it was hard for me to not enjoy this film despite all of its misgivings. It's definitely a strange beast of a movie, but like, she is just the best. Like, one of my favorite moments was near the end of the movie, which really captures her character within the film. They're like in a very, very time-sensitive thing. They have to be flying through this stuff. She sees a letter, and in it she sees that someone she's never met before just had twins, and she gets so excited about it and just like wants to talk about this, but then everyone has to remind her, no, you gotta go do this thing. And she's like, but the letter. And she's like, oh no, you're right. Okay, and then she goes. And it's just so adorable and it's so cute, and it's just, I love that so much. So yeah, no, it's an imperfect film, but it does strike mostly a good chord. Would I recommend it? I would say start with some other Judy Holliday films first, and if you find that, like me, you are very charmed by her, then I would say check this one out. I know a lot of my enjoyment of this film is based solely on the fact that I just find her so delightful, and if you're not like me, then I could see this being a not great experience for you. If you do start with this one, I do think you can enjoy this movie going into it blind, but you're more at risk for a potential bad time. So I enjoyed it, and I would recommend it just a bit cautiously. Alright, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Phffft, sitting at number 38 in the Quite Like section. And then after that is Bells Are Ringing, sitting at number 45, again in the Quite Like section. And then bringing up the rear, not too terribly far behind, is the Solid Gold Cadillac, sitting at number 49, once more in the Quite Like section. And this is out of a total of 96 old movies so far this year.